All right, guys, it's Old School Will. I'm back with you on another video, and this one again is going to be on Carnival. As far as what are we talking about today? Oh, how Carnival's cracking down on their passengers. But before we start, I want to thank you guys, because if you look over my left shoulder here, which will probably be your right, you'll see that YouTube plaque that I just received. And I want to individually thank every one of my subscribers for believing in me and helping me finally make it over that 100,000 subscriber list. But we're going to keep on driving forward. I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep on doing it. But anyhow, let's go ahead and talk about Carnival and how they're cracking down. You're going to see some videos here y'all going to really love. Carnival ain't playing. Carnival is putting people in jail. Carnival is fining people. Carnival is kicking folks off the ships. They don't care where they are. I'm surprised they don't throw them overboard. But anyhow, no, that was a joke. Don't anybody take that serious. Old school loves to clown around. But anyhow, Carnival has had enough of this nonsense. All these boots on the ground and the fan thing, and I found out about what fans were. It was the fans that clapped together. And when I saw it, when my daughter told me what it was about, those things can be dangerous in a large crowd, because you can stick someone in the eye, you can knock them up against the head, and if you're intoxicated, a fight's going to probably start out. But those things are not, I don't think they're designed in close quarters like these guys were doing. But as far as the ghetto atmosphere and the ratchet behavior, especially on a lot of these folks of my color and my perspective, nope. It's coming to an end fast, furious, and in a hurry, and I'm thankful for it. But you're going to see individuals that were locked up in their rooms. Well, not so much locked up, but they had a guard posted outside, a security guard posted outside for the duration of their cruise. I don't care if it was a 2, 3, 4, 7-day cruise. They were locked. I keep saying locked. They were confined to their rooms. And if you had an interior cabin and you're confined for another 3, 4, 5 days, that's not going to go too well if you're claustrophobic. Not too well at all. And then at the end of the cruise, you get that big old surprise letter where you've been banned for life. And as Old School said before, I really hope that the cruise industry get their heads together and have some kind of database to where they know who's been banned off of what ship, so they can be banned off of their ships before they even think about it. Because this is craziness. This needs to stop right now. This is not, cruise ships are not nightclubs. Although they have clubs on there. They're not designed for the street atmosphere, although a lot of these young, ratchet, ghetto people of my color think it is. And I keep saying I keep saying my color because if you notice, the majority of them are black, which I'm embarrassed to say, but hey, I tell the truth. And I'm going to tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. Everyone on my podcast is entitled to their opinion, because this is a free society where you can voice your opinion. But not only do we have the evidence as far as the videoing, that's what really is nailing, because these ratchet individuals have the audacity to video themselves acting like fools. That's what makes it so much easier for people in law enforcement and the security details on these cruise ships. So I'm not going to talk you to death, and I want to tell you folks to stay blessed, and we're going to get through all of this nonsense. Although I had one individual made a comment that he just focused on one thing that I said, which was getting through these next 3 or 4 years. And I kind of understood what, I'm gonna leave the politics out of it. But anyhow, you guys stay blessed. We're gonna get through the next few years. And I want y'all to hopefully stay stress-free, because it's going to be a rough ride. It's already started. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started on the video so y'all can see what's going on.
Is it too extra or necessary? Are these cruise drill policies keeping everyone safe, or just policing Black and young passengers?
Both. Because let's be real, our people get out of control. That's one. Two, some of them is necessary.
That's true.
You don't need to be throwing stuff overboard. You really don't need a Bluetooth speaker. There's music all over the ship. And it also sounds like it's really the YNs that's called.
And I wanted to ask y'all about these Bluetooth speakers. In the comments, how many of you guys have ever encountered these morons, or I'm sorry, I shouldn't call them morons. You know, I got to watch my wording. But these idiots with these Bluetooths blaring, especially at nighttime when you're trying to speak out on their balconies or throughout the ship. How many of y'all have ever ever encountered that? If so, please comment on that.
Causing all the problems.
That's what it is. But the YNs don't carry the fans.
Now, that's the fan that my daughter was talking about. What they do is when they do that boots on the ground, they clap it together. And you see how long that thing is? Yeah, you could definitely stick somebody in the eye or hit them upside the head with that thing. And next thing you know, you being drunk and what you are, and the fight's on.
The aunties and the, you know.
I don't know. It's giving microaggressions. It's giving like, okay, Black people, enough is enough. That's what it's giving. Hello, Carnival. We have been keeping y'all afloat quite literally for years and years. I don't know. Like, I like it and I don't like it, because I don't like this. Now you can't bring wine. I thought you could bring wine. Like, they give you like a little corkage fee. You can bring your own wine. I also thought that if you had two adults in a cabin and one person gets a drink package, then the other person had to. I thought that was always the case.
That's all we need.
Going straight?
You don't want to let them stay up here because he thinks we're lying about them being found. What's his name? What do you relative with him? Yes. That's my cousin. That is your cousin. What's your cousin name? On my mom's side. What's your cousin name? What's your cousin name? It's my cousin. What's your cousin name,
Well,
bro?
I'm saying past curfew
I
time.
just met this cousin. This cabin number is 8270. Guys, we're not paying. Guys, you guys need to be understand the protocol. I'm not paying.
And what these security guys are talking about here, these minors are up after curfew, and they also caught them inside the club. As I said, folks, Carnival is cracking down on this. They are not messing around.
Are you guys seriously in a relationship with this guy? What's his name?
Yes.
D-E-S-M-O-N-D. Okay, he's from 1262, he's from 8270. Everything what I'm talking is getting recorded. Everything is based on you are the responsibility of their actions. Okay? And just let the parents know they are trying to sneak in the night club. That's the one of the offense. Okay?
Oh, and he had mentioned that they weren't their parents or guardians, so they have to have that with them also. Those people with them also. And also, you know, when I reminisce and reflect back, I don't ever recall in all those decades of curfews on a cruise ship. It seemed like it only recently started here this year. And I could be wrong, and if I am, please comment and let me know when you first encountered curfews on the cruise ship.
They ain't tripping about shit. They tripping, but they ain't tripping about shit. Though. I guess mine is supposed to be in their room after a certain time. Curfew. They ain't with their parents. They with adults, but not with their parents. Adult. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just making sure ain't nothing go crazy. We don't want no George Floyd shit going on. This is my cuz right here, man.
Sir, the thing is, 1 minute is all.
I'm not a news anchor, but this is what's happening on Carnival Cruise this week, July 20th, out of the port of Miami. Sail away party is supposed to be at 3:30. It is 3:06. So this is what's happening right now. They cleared out the lounge chairs from the Lido deck. They indeed are not playing rap music or hip hop thus far, but we shall see. I will be posting daily once I get to the port, because I didn't get the internet package. I got the drinking package. So keep posted, follow me for more. If you want to know if Carnival Cruise is really turning up or not, follow me. I will be posting it daily and we'll let you know. This is Carnival Cruise leaving from the port of Miami, Party City, Party Central, and we shall see.
Okay, I'm asking again, what did I do to be secluded in this room with no food for 24 hours? Excuse me, ma'am, what did I do? Just turn my body cam. That's okay. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm trying to ask you what I did to be secluded. What crime did I commit? What did I do?
No.
No.
I just love it when people try to play the victim. These people know darn well what they did to cause them to be locked up. God, I'm saying that again, locked up. To be confined to their rooms with a guard sitting outside until they deport them. I probably need to start over. You know, I need to go ahead and take a nap. De-embark them at their next place that they can kick them off. It might be in Jamaica, or they might just hold on to them until they get back to whatever port they started from.
So what did we do? What did she do?
Now why am I in here?
To be in here for 48 hours
with no food.
And absolutely.
Food, man, you wasted the food.
I didn't waste the food. You left it so that it was unsafe to eat, and E. coli I know food safety regulations. It was then unsafe according to.
Okay, you can whatever issues you have, you can address it to guest services.
So they won't.
Carnival Cruise cracking down for real.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Clearance that, get out! Yeah, you're causing issues, dude, and I got a little kid in this elevator. You almost killed someone! Huh? You pushed all the buttons and it fucking froze up! Walk away before you cause a bigger problem, dude!
Yeah, this individual decided he'd get on the elevator and push all of those buttons, which means that thing has got to stop at each one of them. And I don't blame this guy for being mad. I would be extremely ticked off.
Walk away! Wait till I catch you now! Fuck up!
Group of people, you see them here shoving each other while disembarking a ship inside of a terminal in Galveston.
Doggy clearly haven't seen too many black fights. He said they over here shoving. I'm seeing somebody getting hands and feet put to him.
A Carnival Cruise passenger tried to sneak on to an excursion to Blue Lagoon Island, where after 90 minutes, she was dragged off. What should Carnival do to guests like this?
How many of y'all remember having fun like that on your cruise ships instead of all of this uncontrolled behavior? If you think this is better than the way it was, I know the youngsters, not the youngsters, but the young adults that's creating all the havoc would be totally against this kind of fun. And you saw when she just shoved that guy right there to your right-hand side. You see her hand still up there. The next clip you're going to see, you might kind of think it's funny because, yeah, she is going to jail.
You
I'm not even
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Life after Carnival Cruise's new policy.
And let me just say one thing about this young lady here who decided to do that. If you look right above her head, that's where the bow of the ship is, where the captain and all his guys are. And there are cameras right there. And guess what? They're up there looking right at this individual, and she is banned for life.
Bro, he's wildin', bro. He's tripping. Oh, he peeing on the cool. Hey, go get his ass off. Go get his ass. Get out of here. Get his ass. He trying to run. He trying to run. Get him. He just pissed on the cruise. Yo.
Hey, so we're bringing pew-pews onto the cruise ships now? Let's talk about it. So yesterday, in the cruise world, news broke that 2 passengers have been recently banned from Carnival Cruise Line for life because they brought a pew-pew onto the cruise ship. Now, this happened back in April of this year, but I know you're wondering, why is it breaking news now?
And a major question I have is evidently they didn't go through the metal detectors or something. How did that pew-pew get aboard to begin with? And these smart individuals locked it up in their safe in their room, and they did just like most idiots would do. They went back home and they videoed it. The pew-pew and all. They showed it in the safe. You've probably seen that on TikTok, but oh, we have some real winners in this world, folks.
Because on October 1st, one of the passengers posted on her personal Facebook page the video of the pew-pew inside of the cabin. Yes, now why the young lady posted it, it's beyond me, right? It could be that she was like taking a shot, no point intended, at Carnival for confiscating her food items, but not confiscating the pew-pew. Now this happened on the Carnival Liberty that was at the Port Canaveral, that left the Port Canaveral back in April. But again, it's breaking news.
Let me break something else down to y'all also. Y'all see all the havoc that's been created on these cruise ships by these young ratchet individuals of this modern generation. Now, imagine these individuals or that individual is entirely intoxicated and they get into one of these brawls like you see so often on these cruise ships. Next thing you know, he's going to break out the old pew-pew, and guess what? You're going to have some serious issues working here. Just like this is how it happens on the streets. Person's intoxicated and sometimes not intoxicated. And the first thing they want to do, instead of how old school used to do it back in the days, one-on-one, fisticuffs, friends afterwards, all these guys do nowadays, and ladies, is try to eliminate or expire your time here on this earth.
Of yesterday, October 2nd, because it was posted on her Facebook page where it went viral because people could not believe that this occurred. Okay, of course, Carnival is getting backlash because they let this thing slip through and took her food items, which is probably the point of her posting the video, right? So I guess she feels like, okay, I'm banned, right? So I'm gonna put Carnival out there because you all should have caught it, but you shouldn't have brought it, right?
This is what happens when you fight on the Carnival Cruise. Myself, I didn't get into a fight, but I went with family and some of my girl cousins, they got into a fight. So I'm gonna let y'all know exactly what happened and how they handle it. Fight started the typical way you think it would on the Carnival Cruise. Left the nightclub, 2 a.m., upstairs getting the food, you feel me? Buffet style, they had like chili dogs and just trash food. So after the club, people eating terrible food, they mad, you know what I mean? It's not no vibe up there. So my cousins who fought, it was 4 girls. all sisters, you feel me? One of the dudes from the club tried to aggressively get at one of the girls. They denied him. And from there, he made a threat, like, I'll slap you, all that. Once he made his threat, one of the girls took off on him and dropped him on some Mike Tyson type. And then all the other girls jumped in, and it was hectic. They hitting each other. There's only one dude, so they almost fighting each other at this point. But from there, people break it up, security comes, and then it dies down. Everybody walk back to the room. The next morning, the security talks to him, and they ask, yeah, we seen the film, we seen the cameras. He did attack y'all first. Do y'all want to make a statement? Do y'all want to press charges? They said, no, like, we good, we ain't gonna press charges. It was whatever, we over it. So in the beginning, the dude, they had him like in, I think in like the Carnival jail. Only for one day. Mind you, this is a 7-day cruise, so it was a full week. This happened on day 3, so it's still time left. But by day 5 or 6, dude was back out, moving around, and it seemed as like it was over with, like nothing happened. At the end of the cruise though, like once we got off, they banned him, told him good luck, you can never come back. And each of the girls who they said defended themselves, they charged them all $250 a piece. So the entire, because they was all in one room, all sisters, they all got charged $250 for security walking them to the room. Last thing I would say though, but they did stop her card, like the one who was 21 in the group. Like when she tried to go to the bar the next day, they would not allow her to buy any alcohol the entire rest of the trip.
The dogs, I'm saying, the dogs, look. Wait.
In case y'all might be wondering, that is a drug dog. And for those of you who kind of smuggle your items aboard, if that dog finds it, guess what? Not only are you going to be banned for life, but you're going to probably have charges brought against you.
Carnival Cruise Drama.
No. Y'all hear some? I don't give two fucks. Put your hands on me. I'm recording it. I'm recording. Period. Put your hands on me if you want to. Put your hands on me. There's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. It's like alcohol. Get the fuck out of here.
What you mean?
Talk to me about what? Like, I don't know what it is that you want to talk about. Please, go to the house.
You broke up with me.
Because you made an OnlyFans account and I told you not to.
Okay, are you gonna pay my bills? What are you talking about? You're really gonna put this?
You know, they sound just like they back in the hood, arguing. But you're on a cruise ship and on a balcony cabin doing it, to where everybody and their grandmother can hear you.
Just trying to get back to our cabin and walked into this mess.
And see how quickly things can get out of control with this many young, drunk, ratchet individuals.
That's all right. Just keep on.
Who's screaming though? Why did you get green on it? I'm taking a video. Not take a video. I don't know. You need to worry about.
The FBI boarded a Carnival cruise ship in Galveston after a passenger was found unresponsive on board. Follow this channel if you think cruise ships hide too many secrets. What we know.
Oh yeah, an update on that at the time that I'm actually going to publish this, which is today is Wednesday, July 30th. They stated that this individual here passed away of possible natural causes at this time.
So far, feels more like a cliffhanger than a case file. The Carnival breeze had just returned to Galveston after a 4-night cruise to Cozumel. Guests were disembarking like normal until federal agents showed up. They were called in to investigate a death that happened on board the ship, somewhere near the Serenity deck, the adults-only section on the top level. Carnival confirmed a guest had passed away, but they're keeping quiet on everything else. No name, no age, no cause of death. The FBI said their job was to process the scene, gather evidence, and determine if foul play was involved. But here's where things get strange. Some guests say the area was locked off for hours before anyone was told why. Others swear they saw security staff standing guard overnight. And as of now, the FBI hasn't said a word about what they found. On land, the investigation continues. But at sea, most deaths go completely unreported.
Bro, so whatever you do, never take a fucking Carnival Cruise sunrise, bro. Never take this shit, bro. I'm telling you, never take this shit. So, it is now pressing maybe 26 hours, 27 hours that I've been locked in this room. You feel me? It's pressing like 27 to 28 hours that I've been locked in this room. Not allowed to free roam the ship, not allowed to get off the ship, not allowed to interact with any other guests, not allowed to participate in any of the activities involving this whole voyage. This voyage doesn't end until Thursday. It is Monday. I'm not allowed to leave this room until we get back to port in Miami on Thursday. It is Monday. And I've been locked in here since Sunday.
What does he want? Sympathy? Because he kind of... Folks, you're only hearing one side of the story. And normally when that person tells their side of the story, it's thoroughly sugar-coated to make them seem like they're the victim.
And it's not because it's some big emergency or no shit like that. It's just because they found out that I have a history of depression. They found out that I have a history of depression. They found out that I've been depressed before once in my life. And they decided that the best action to take is to lock me in a room for 96 hours. 96 plus hours. And pretend that I don't exist. That's their course of action. Is to pretend that I do not exist. For the next 96 hours, for my $2,000, for me and my girlfriend's hard-earned money, they'll just pretend that I don't exist because I have a history of depression. They'll lock me in a room and pretend that I don't exist.
Now you ask yourself, how did they find out about him having a history of depression? And why is he locked up and his girlfriend is still have the privilege of roaming around free? And if you can't put the two of those together, then, or if you can put them together, then you understand why they found out his depression and found out why he is the only one been locked in his room. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. Put it in the comments if you know what it is.
They won't feed me. They won't allow me to go out and get some fresh air. Even prisoners get 15 to 20 minutes of fucking rec time. So at this point, I'm below a prisoner.
And when he mentioned the word rec time, that tells me that he has a history. Because every person does not know about rec time in jail. Go figure.
So my advice to anybody ever wondering what it's like to be on a Carnival cruise ship, fam, I'd say never do that shit. Don't ever, do not ever spend your hard-earned money on no fucking Carnival cruise ship, bro. Because if they find out anything about your history, they will lock you in a room and have 4 to 5 security guards stand guard outside of your room to make sure that you do not leave and you do not participate and you do not have fun. For your money, they will make sure that you do not have any fun or leave this or leave the room. I haven't been able to leave this fucking room. I haven't been able to leave. for a full 26 to 27 hours. And anytime I show any signs of wanting to just get out and parlay and just, you know, be a fucking human being, is when they call more security guards to make sure that I stay in the room.
Why are you staying in the room is the question. And why isn't your girlfriend in the room if she did something bad?
I'm not even allowed to open my door to my room. I'm not even allowed to open my door to my room. I'm supposed to sit in my room and stay silent for 96 plus hours for my $2,000, for our $2,000 on this Carnival cruise ship. They keep telling me they're talking to people to see if they can get me out. Well, they were telling me that earlier in the morning. But at this point, they're just like, yeah, no, you can't leave. You can't.
I was trying to find the world's smallest violin so I can stick that in between a few of the things he was saying to show you how much sympathy I have for him. But I couldn't find that smallest violin.
You can't and you will not leave. I've broken no law, policy, or rule to this ship. All that happened is that they found out that I have a history of depression. They found out that I've been depressed before in my life. And they decided the best action for that is to completely seclude me. It's to completely throw me in isolation. Not that I'm sick or I got COVID or no shit like that, you feel me? Not that I was hanging off a boat or, you feel me? Just that they found out that I have a history of depression. They've locked me in a room until we get back to port in Miami. We are right now currently on our way to Grand Turks. Meaning I still have a whole nother 2 or 3 days before I'm allowed to leave this room. And all they can do is stand outside my room and make little inside jokes in other languages and laugh. While I sit and suffer in my room.
Well, if you didn't have that ghetto mentality, and come to think of it, the video we saw prior to this where they were arguing about her becoming a members only fan and all of that. Who knows if this can possibly be the same couple, you know, just saying now. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Once again, I violated no policies. I've broken no rules or laws. I haven't been disruptive. I haven't made a scene. I haven't done anything other than get irritated as fuck at the fact that I'm being isolated for no reason, with no justification at all. And no one will hear anything that I have to say. All they have to tell me is to get back in my room and shut my door. That is all they have to tell me. When I asked them niggas for food earlier today, they bought me stale bread and bitter coffee. And that completely blew my appetite. So I haven't eaten all day. My girlfriend still has free access, free roam to the ship. You feel me?
There it is.
But because I have a history of depression, I'm now a prisoner on this ship. They don't really like the term prisoner. They say guest. But the guests are freely roaming, while I'm being guarded by 4 and 5 security all day long. because I have a history of depression. Because I once before was depressed. Not that I was depressed on the ship, because I've been engaging in, you know, involved in the activities all the way up until they found out that I have a history of depression. And from there, they've escorted me to a room and they've stood guard.
You notice how he caught himself there? Oh, that was a dead giveaway.
And they've been doing so since. And anytime I started to look like, you know, maybe I just want some fresh air, or just to see another fucking face, they get up and they get ready to attack me and pounce on me as if I'm a criminal.
And another thing, have you noticed that he wanted to see another face, so where's the girlfriend? I kind of gather she got moved to a different room because of whatever ruckus that has occurred. In my business, you allow an individual to keep talking and they'll eventually tell on themselves. And he's doing a real good job of this.
But once again, I remind you that I am not a criminal. So my advice to anybody ever wondering what it would be like to take a fucking Carnival cruise ship for a week, bro, do not do that shit. Do not do it. You better off getting your own fucking boat, bro.
And it's not about Carnival. Carnival has to protect its passengers. I'm taking the side of Carnival on this. When you get ratchet individuals on your cruise ship that cause ruckus, it's Carnival's responsibility to make sure that everyone is protected on that cruise ship. Now, this is I almost said something I shouldn't say. This is... Let me go on.
Like, you better off taking that $2,000 and putting it to anything else in life. Because being held captive, only with a different name, like they call me a guest. But I ain't even allowed to go and eat. I ain't even allowed to go to dinner. But they still calling me a guest at this point. And I think that's pissing me off more than anything else. Because why are you still acting like I'm a guest if I am indeed a prisoner? But my advice, because I'm going to take them to court. I don't know. If I got to fucking defend myself in court, fam, I'm going to take these niggas to court. I want a full refund for my entire trip. And then some.
I'll suggest not holding your breath on that one. That ain't gonna happen.
For all types of emotional and mental and physical fucking harm that I've received on this boat. They will be receiving a lawsuit from me.
Right.
Because this is completely and totally unacceptable.
What's unacceptable is you come on a cruise ship with your ratchet ghetto type behavior and everybody else around you who's trying to enjoy their vacation with their hard-earned money and limited days that they can take that vacation have to put up with the crap that you possibly bestowed on everybody else. Now let's get real. Because I'm not giving you a pass on this. Not at all. Ain't gonna happen.
Nobody can tell me what I did wrong. Nobody can tell me anything. All they can tell me is that I need to be in my room and out of the way of other guests. That's all they can tell me.
Puff, get him kicked off of the ship.